go.
What's up? What's up? It's your dude DeeDay, and right now you're in tune to Nolazine.
All right, we already did multiple interviews.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
everybody know where you're from and everything like that. But we gonna jump in this like this straight up. In the year 2024, how do you feel about the state of New Orleans music scene right now?
I feel like we growing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like some's growing, some's at a standstill. But I feel like overall, we got a lot of light on the city right now, and it's really time for artists to take advantage of the light that we do have on the city.
Gotcha. So and also you have been one big impact on the city as well, like far as making different type of genres of beats for
Right.
multiple artists around the world, and also still catering actually to the artists,
Right.
like far as the independent artists in the city. So I want to ask you early, just get it out the way. I want you to name 5 artists that you see that's putting in that work in New Orleans right now.
Right now, I think YD the illest, Teezy, Bobby Jean, J Mert, and probably Lil Wildlife.
Gotcha. And but just to clarify, why you said them people and when you looking at an artist putting in work, I want you to kind of explain to the artist what you looking for. If you but for the reason you could say you feel how you feel, because
Right.
so many artists that he ain't name me, but you got to kind of explain to them what you see.
It's a lot more than 5, but that was just off the top of my head. But I think for me, it's the consistency. Seeing artists that consistently dropping visuals, consistently putting out new music, doing shows, doing everything in their power to move their wave up a notch, but at a consistent level. Because at the end of the day, I think that's what it's about, just being consistent and outworking everybody, because there is so many artists and they do got so much competition. You just got to outwork everybody.
Gotcha. So, and I also tell people, but that's very important for artists to actually, because I think at the state right now, nobody wants to be in competition. And they be like back in the day, every rapper was in competition,
Right.
but actually for to get one, article on the source, used to, but you get a certain amount of mics.
Right.
Everybody wanted 5 mics or something like that.
5 mics on the album.
And so now artists can't take real criticism, man, that album sucked.
Right.
So just me, if I was an artist, but if someone told me, but my music suck, or if someone just said my interview suck, it would make me only get better.
Right, exactly. It should. And as an artist, you gotta anything, like you said, what you do, what an artist do, everybody gotta be able to take constructive criticism, as long as it's coming from somebody that they got good intents. You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of times, sometimes it be hate, but you gotta know.
Yeah, you gotta weed through it. You gotta know what to apply and what not to apply.
Gotcha. So but Ride 49 just had the Vulture experience, and they had a lot of local artists.
Right.
Actually, sitting there watching it.
Right.
So what's your advice to an artist that's watching this, for as just the route, but probably feeling tired, man, I've been spending a lot of money.
Right.
I've been putting in work for years, because most people don't know, you was actually one artist first.
Right, fact.
So and you spent a whole lot of bread, more than a lot of people down here.
Right.
But I want you to kind of explain, to the artist who probably thinking about giving up, or just but don't see the results that they looking for.
I say just reinvent yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's something I had to do multiple times till something finally worked, and just figure out who you catering to, who genuinely likes your music, who's gonna show up to your shows, who's buying your merch, and just cater to them people. I feel like artists don't target in on who actually likes their music and feed those people. I feel like they try to get everybody, or they clueless about who to feed. It's if you have a small group of people that likes your music, that small group could turn into a big group. But you gotta pinpoint exactly: is it females? Is it kids? You feel what I'm saying? You gotta know who you marketing your music towards. And I think, like I said, the consistency is another thing that goes into it, and also just learning the business, figuring out what's working and what ain't working. And if it ain't working and you've been doing it over and over and over, it's time to do something new. Don't be scared to reinvent yourself, change your name, change your look. Like, whatever you got to do, just try different stuff. Something going to click, but you got to shoot enough shots for something to go in.
Gotcha. So, I always tell artists, like, becoming a rapper and being a rapper is very expensive.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
definitely.
It's like you have to pay for it, and I don't get mad at the artists for feeling the way they feel, but like artists got to pay for the, able for just to go to the studio. Sometimes the beat depends on who the producer is helping them out or whatever. Then if you're in a certain city, you got to pay for mix, master, and everything.
Right.
But which they don't know about sometimes. And also after that, you got to pay for the video.
Yeah.
But most artists stop paying after the video. After they pay for the video, they don't pay for the marketing. And like they wonder why they don't see the results.
Right.
So like, how do you feel about that? Because like I tell people, like right now, it's probably the easiest time to actually get your music across the world. Because like back in the day, you had to really get in a car and travel to those places to like get it to certain DJs and everything. Like now, you can find a California blog and just get posted on there.
Right, exactly. It's a lot easier.
So like, I want you to kind of really break down like your experience from back in the day, because like you was one of those people had to go city to city.
Right.
Like versus now that the artists don't realize everything is in their phone.
Yeah, everything. I think if you're an artist and you on a budget, you have to have other skill sets. So if you don't have the money constantly to go to the studio, take that money you was gonna go to the studio with for the next 2 months and go buy your own setup. Learn how to record. Everything you need to know about Pro Tools and mixing and plugins, everything's on YouTube. That's how I learned for the most part. You know what I'm saying? All that's on YouTube. You got an iPhone, you can shoot your own reels. They got CapCut, that's a free editing software. You gotta have more skills when you have less money. If you don't have money to keep dishing out, you gotta go pick these skills up. But I feel like that's what cripples a lot of artists, is they don't have the money and they're not willing to go do the extra work. So now you're stuck. But you gotta be able to go get these other skill sets where nothing slows you up. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point, as an artist, you just in your own way because you lazy and you don't want to have no other skill sets outside of being in the booth and writing. It's like we're not in that generation no more. You got to do multiple things. You know what I'm saying? Because it might be something, you might pick a camera up to shoot your own videos and then get so good at it, you might get called to go shoot a big artist video, and that gets you in the room, and then you could play it. Like, you don't know how the table's gonna fall, how things gonna fall for you. So just acquire as many skill sets as possible until you could build your money up to do it. And with these skill sets that you're acquiring, you also can make money off that. You feel what I'm saying? So that could turn into, all right, I'm gonna go buy a camera and shoot myself, but I'm going to get so good at it that I can start charging. Now I don't have to work a 9 to 5. Now I can learn other skill sets. So you just, you got to figure it out. But definitely getting as many skill sets as possible.
And, that's great advice. And I also tell people, even if you do have the money, you can get burnt out fast.
Quick.
Just by spending all the money.
Right.
Like, if you learn, and it's like, all right, I'm going to give everybody a clear example. Hey, but the baby, he was on already, and he still learned how to actually get behind the camera and like direct music videos himself.
Right.
Like, you know what? I'm about to learn a different skill set.
Yeah.
And I'm already on, but I'm about to still learn something else.
Right.
Like, I think like you can become real dangerous in the game if you can learn so many different things.
Yeah, that becomes, like you said, dangerous. It's dangerous when nobody could stop what you got going on because you rely on yourself to do everything.
You're going to like win regardless.
You're going to win regardless because nobody's slowing you up but you if you slow up.
And like people don't realize, but the record labels are actually like afraid of people like that.
Yeah, facts.
Like when you don't just need like music, when you could go do so many things and not depend on them. And like, I always tell artists now, I give knowledge. Knowledge is power. Like, you don't need a record label or one big investor. All you do is build your credit and go start a business in your name. You are the business as a music artist.
You are the business. Because what you're doing at a bank is basically what they doing. But the interest rate is going to be way lower at a bank.
But the crazy part is, if the record label charge you the bank interest rate and their interest rate. I always break it down. Artists really don't get it. Like, me personally, if I was a music artist, I wouldn't want to be signed because they don't realize if you sign for $2 million, you probably don't get $1 million.
Nah.
Like, you get 100 couple thousand, but they don't get the point about them being in the red.
Right.
You probably gonna owe the label $8 million off of $2 million.
Off $2 million.
But you could have built your credit, built business credit, and got $2 million to put behind yourself.
Yep.
And you would have made all that back. Plus
all of it back. But that's another thing. They ain't willing to do the work to figure that out.
Right.
When everything's on the internet.
And also, like, a lot of artists don't get, like, they be seeing these big mainstream artists be on, but they be thinking these artists making so much money, but they don't realize a lot of artists, like, really getting played behind the scenes. Yeah. Soon as things slow down, like, you notice everything changed when the money slowed down. Like, dang, I thought he was making this much money. But it's never that.
Right. Nah, a lot of times it's smoke and mirrors.
And that was always wild to me. I'm like, man, how this person can be broke? Like, having like a 10-year run and still don't have what you think they got.
Yeah, and that come with money management too, because even if they don't have as much money as what we think they have, they still have enough money, more money than the average person, so they have something to invest. Right. But I done see artists, bro, have hundreds of thousands of dollars and be broke the next year. It's because they think that money is gonna keep coming. That money slow down, and BMI checks, them bitches get smaller and smaller each quarter if your record don't stay high. So you gotta be on some all money and shit.
And like in this generation, but no record stay hot that long. It's like a fast turnaround. Like it's like everybody and looking for the next viral song. Like but the music became viral now. Right. Like but if you can't make a song that these kids could keep like playing, like, because like you gotta think about it. Our generation now really doesn't matter. Right. Like but all we doing right now is paying for like probably like the $9.99 like streaming services, but you really playing for like family, playing for your kids. Yeah. And the kids are the ones going on TikTok, making the TikToks and making these songs way more relevant.
The kids gonna blow the record up. Us, we gonna like it. You know what I'm saying? We might not invest too much into it, but the kids, they gonna be invested into the songs.
Yeah, think about it. Like, we don't have to go to the store and buy CDs no more or do nothing. So like, we don't have to do anything physical, but add your song to our playlist.
That's it.
Like, we ain't gotta leave. No. We ain't gotta do nothing. Like like back in the day, people used to go to like record stores and go buy the artist merch or music. Right. Now you don't gotta buy nothing from them.
Nothing. Everything's digital.
And that's scary. Like, I don't see how one artist could be signed to a label and just get really, really rich. Unless they have multiple hits. If you got one song, 9 times 10 you're gonna weave out.
Yeah, if you just relying off that music money.
But I just saw on like Sir Mix-a-Lot. Sir Mix-a-Lot just did an interview. He said off of his one song, he saw $100 million because he brought his publishing. Right. His publishing gave him a lot to work with, to like leverage with. Right. Facts. So basically, he like, man, I could put out like he like, man, but I put out buku songs after that song, but I was comfortable putting them songs out because I was still making money off of Baby Got Back. Right. Like, but that one song made show like over 20 years. That's over probably 2 or 3 decades. Right. This man been making money off of one song.
One record. Yeah, your publishing's important.
And because it's smart business. But like most artists coming in the game don't even know about publishing. And the crazy part is, but we've been seeing artists get played about publishing over the years, over and over. But like no one still like actually fight for it.
Yeah, and that's the thing about when artists say, I got a bad deal from my label, or my label fucked over me. It's like, you can only fuck over yourself. Like, you can't, if you sign some bad shit, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? Entertainment attorneys they that expensive to hire nowadays. So I don't know, bro. It be a lot of excuses from artists, and I think it just be a lack of knowledge, though. You got to be able to learn this shit. I feel like this the only game. People who doing real estate and other businesses, they not just jumping in that shit, spending money. They gonna do the research on how to properly do this. This rap shit, you just gonna jump into it and spend a whole lot of bread and just praying it work. It don't work like that. You gotta learn this shit.
All right. And the crazy part is, I think people actually, I think artists now believe that they just gotta come out and just shoot big. But I tell artists, come out and shoot small. Build a fan every day.
Right.
You use one fan.
Right.
But if you could grow to having one, following,
right,
anything's possible.
Anything.
And actually before we fully started this interview, I was like, man, us as New Orleans as a whole, like media, music artists, everything, we don't take advantage of what all the opportunities we have here.
Right.
We have one street that you might meet the right person on. From you don't know where you from.
Right.
Like you might meet the biggest investor of your life walking up Bourbon, just telling them what you do.
And they all from out of town.
You could build your algorithm. You could build so much off of building your brand off. Like we have strangers come out here every day.
Right. Fact.
And we don't take advantage. We're like, man, nobody come here. Man, I tell people, man, you know how many times Coach K came down here and hang with me? Like I had lunch with this man. Like, you know, I done been in treehouse. We done been in sections. Like, these people be here. Y'all just ain't in the right places.
Right.
Like, these people are in public places. Like, you looking for to get signed a QC or something. Like, everybody you name, come here.
And the world is small. You could be moving around as much as you want.
It's not even that many clubs.
Right.
Then, if y'all gonna say, like if you go to strip club at the latest, you gonna see somebody in there. Mm-hmm. That's like, I'm gonna tell you one example. Just 2 months ago, I went to Spades randomly. It was an empty night. Guess who's sitting by the bar just chilling? He know me, but nobody else know who he is. The dude name is, Migo ATL. Guess who he manages? Ray Strummer. For over 10 years. No one knows him. All these artists in there do not know this man is sitting at the bar just drinking, chilling.
Right.
He like, man, what you doing here? Man, I just come and dip through. But they don't know who he is. Like, people don't even know who they is. Like, people, that's like, I was riding around just a few weeks ago with Jason, JS Management. He is the road manager for all CMG artists.
Right.
Everybody don't know who that is. So I'm just saying, we always claim that we don't have opportunities, but we do.
Yeah, they here.
You just have to do research and see who's who. Yeah. Back in the day, when Puff Daddy was coming up, they was going in phone books to find out who was who. Yeah, facts. Like I remember they used to call labels all day. Hey, I got this. Like people did the research, but now we have phones in our hands and we still don't put the work in.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Even outside of the city, if you in the city looking for opportunities and you feel like ain't nothing here and you don't want to do that, you got the whole world on your phone. You just got to be creative enough to get the right traction to what you got going on. You know what I'm saying?
And that's like I saw you grind from music artist to producer. Just our last interview, you were still, working, putting your work in, but a whole lot has changed since I interviewed you. Yeah. You done signed the deal with T-Pain and everything. Mm-hmm. But it just show you need consistency and you just got to keep working.
Keep working, bro.
So,
keep working.
For the people who don't know, I wanted you to tell them, how the deal came about and everything like that.
The deal was based off consistency, bro. And it's crazy we talking about this. I got Young Cash's email. I was working with 6 Man at the time. And me and 6 still work, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying at the time I got the email, me and 6 was working on this music. And I got Cash's email. And he's the lead artist at Nappy Boy. He's the A&R at Nappy Boy. And I just was sending beats Cash to Cash every week, bro. Every week I'm sending a pack. Every week I'm sending a pack. And this probably went on for like a little over 2 years before I got the call, like, come to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So if I was on the type of time where I just sent 1 or 2 packs and they ain't listened to it, most producers would have just gave up at that point. They would have been like, all right, they ain't hit back. I done sent 20 beats. Man, I'm flooding the emails for 2 years straight. You know what I'm saying? And after that 2 years, I got the call like, all right, we need you to come to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? I went to Atlanta. First time I went out there, I met with Pain. I met Cash. I met the whole team. You know what I'm saying? And we just been moving ever since then. Everything been good.
So, you know, and people don't really, like, speak how much T-Pain has done.
Yeah.
Just with auto-tunes. Like, you know, like, people don't, like, you know, and it just show you, like, somehow we talked about before the interview started, like, you know, you could be working to one high, like, level.
Right.
And for a good couple of years, but if you don't, like, if everybody don't see you for, like, a few years, but people feel like you fell off or you ain't doing nothing.
Right.
And that's crazy because, like, you know, I remember at one point, like, 2 years in a row, at least every song had T-Pain on it.
Yeah, for sure.
It was either T-Pain or Lil Wayne. You had to choose T-Pain or Lil Wayne. That was the main features.
Yep, they had a crazy run, and the crazy part right now, like Pain ain't got a, he ain't like signed to a major. He's all independent, and like the tours be sold out. You know what I'm saying? All the dates be sold out, bro. So like he got his cult following. You know what I'm saying? I feel like,
but look at his catalog.
Yeah,
like.
Crazy.
Like, and I'm talking about on like all type of different, like, I'm pretty sure T-Pain shows be like mixed crowd.
They do.
Because he can like touch people on different in like different ways.
And it's crazy because it's different races, different age groups. It's like, it's crazy, bro, to see it. It's like I ain't never seen nothing like it before, as far as like just somebody have as many fans from different type of backgrounds that rock with his music. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Pain really don't get the credit that he deserves, especially like in 2024, because just with the auto-tune shit alone, if you listen to how many rappers now use auto-tune, take auto-tune away, take T-Pain away, would these rappers still be?
I don't think Lil Wayne would have used it if T-Pain didn't do it.
Nobody would have used it. I mean, I think like Celine Dion used it before Pain, but not in like rap or R&B or nothing like that. But she didn't even use it the way Pain used it. It's like he popularized that a certain sound that still carries over to
he
the day.
He actually brought that sound to rap.
Yeah, facts.
Like to hip hop.
Yep.
And you know, and like I also saw so many interviews and see how he felt about, you know, about how like Usher felt about, you know, him doing it, and like Jay-Z feeling a certain way about the auto tunes.
Right.
But the thing is, them songs was hot. He made them songs to bring it to a whole different level. Like I don't think everyone could actually make them songs, even if they use auto tunes. He was a genius in the way he put it together.
Yeah, facts.
And like people don't like. I just think, I think we as in just human beings need to stop ever looking for others' approval. Because if you look for the approval, they're gonna like tear you down. Because you could be working like right now you could be in your prime, and like the right person tell you something, you fool around and switch your whole style up.
Throw 'em up, man. I seen Pain say something about Snoop Dogg, or I think it was Snoop Dogg, told him not to use auto-tune or some shit.
He said that he said in the interview that like Usher, I think he was sitting on side and like Usher said, "Man, bro, you fucking up the
And imagine if he would have listened to that. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
and also, Jay-Z made a whole song about like death to auto tune,
right?
And like certain people be running off from it. I'm like, that's wild.
It's wild.
But it just show you how like even that like the hip hop industry, this is like probably the only genre that people kind of do stuff like people in the streets,
right?
Like choosing sides. Like just last night with Kendrick Lamar. People have chose sides in a rap battle. They chose sides.
And that's something I thought. I never think I see Drake lose, dog. But right now.
But the bloggers saying Drake ain't lose. They saying basically, but just that one catchy song, he got one.
I think.
But but people saying Family Matters is still a better overall song because he's going there for a lot of rappers. But I never really listened to the whole Family Matters.
I guess why I say that is because like when Drake and Meek was beefing, I always saluted that Drake made that back-to-back. He made a diss song
for the club banger.
Something that they gonna play. Kendrick, yeah. So that's why I'm saying like he got a #1 record and it's a diss song. So technically you lost, even though I ain't bumping Kendrick. I'm gonna bump Drake.
Right.
But in this scenario, Kendrick.
And guess what I tell people? I'm not a Kendrick fan, but I like Kendrick on certain songs. I like
Yeah, me
Kendrick.
too.
I like Kendrick when he got an R&B singer singing, and like a vibe type of song.
Right.
But like Drake is the overall. He's Drake.
Yeah, right.
But
Drake like the golden child in this shit.
But
bro.
like I didn't like about the battle. I ain't like how Rick Ross played that battle because you didn't do that when he was at your artist. And I ain't feeling. I'm like, man, Ross, you should have stepped up for Meek Mill before you stepped up and jumped in this beef with him, such and such. But everybody got their own way.
Yeah, man. Shout out Ross. I fuck with MMG.
And guess what? I like Ross. I think he funny as hell. But like, I think you should have took that same energy. Like, I would have respected you that same energy the time that he had the whole world saying back to back. You ain't say nothing.
Yeah, I mean it's different dynamics. You don't ever know what went into it. You don't ever know if Ross got a type of personality where it's like, all right, I'm gonna step out of this. And now,
just my marketing mind. I think what Ross did was jump in the algorithm to sell tickets for the car show. Because the car show did well. Hey, shout out Ross. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, it might have been that. Like we'll never know.
And the crazy part is the game changes so much. You gotta do things that you probably normally didn't do to like get in the algorithm and get talked about.
I talk about this with Boosie. Boosie was one of my favorite rappers for the longest, though, and like I feel like the old Boosie I still listen to heavy, but I feel like Boosie is bigger now, and I ain't bumping his music, but Boosie knows how to play the internet. He knows how to keep his brand hot as far as just him outside of music. You feel what I'm saying? I salute that.
If the thing with Boosie, I think Boosie would still be getting booked in the same places anyway, even if he did interviews.
He got his co-following.
Yeah, they love him in the chilling circuit. Like, if the chilling circuit should be called like a Boosie circuit.
Yeah,
because he's been running that circuit since he was 16.
Yeah,
like
shit.
They diehard Boosie fans. Like Boosie is bigger in the chilling circuit than Lil Wayne.
Definitely.
I don't think Lil Wayne ever actually performed the chilling circuit since he was a young Cash Money artist.
Yeah, that probably was ended with Wayne at like 13.
Yeah, that's why I say, people be just trying to say, basically like who had the biggest influence, like, if a Boosie or Lil Wayne on Louisiana. And I tell people, I think Boosie had a bigger influence on Louisiana, but Lil Wayne had the influence on the world.
Yeah, I can say that. It's hard to judge though, being down here and not really seeing the Boosie. Cause I remember when I got on Boosie, I was going to Truman, bro. I was in 7th grade, and that's when him and Webby put out gangster music. But nobody was listening to Boosie. One dude in my class had a Boosie, the gangster music project. But everybody else was listening to Squad. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard for me to. Yeah,
in New Orleans, like, I tell people, people rock with Boosie, but no one's gonna ever say Boosie was a bigger artist than no artist from down here.
Right.
Like Boosie was bigger than Soulja Slim. Boosie was bigger than.
Right.
See, we can say a lot of local artists that that people in New Orleans would never claim that he's bigger than.
Yeah, but you go to La Place, Hammond.
Man, you go anywhere outside.
They gonna say Boosie.
If you go anywhere outside the 504 realm.
They gonna say Boosie.
Like anything say 985 and up.
It's Boosie.
That's Boosie.
Oh, Boosie.
But 504. And the crazy part is, I remember at one point, like the whole New Orleans, they were rocking, the Dipset, the Rockefeller.
The state prop shit.
But they still rock with Wayne. They still love Soulja Slim. It always had who they liked.
Yeah. That's the thing about New Orleans. It's like, I don't know, bro. It's like when you click. Like, look at Rifle 9. Look at all the rappers we got right now. And look how Rifle, they glued to Rob. Right. They glued to BTY. It's like, I don't know what it is about the music or the character.
Yeah,
like,
they like it.
If they like it, they gonna fuck with it.
Right. And I tell people, like, it's even like big mainstream artists. Every artist can't come down here and do a show and it's gonna sell. Because it's like New Orleans, like who they like it's just certain people that's gonna always make money in New Orleans. Like Young Jeezy, Meek Mill. It's only a few people that really come here and just you could sell out at least once a year with them.
Yeah.
Like I think Jeezy never went out 1 year being booked in New Orleans.
For years. Too.
I'm talking about since 05. I don't think he ever went out 1 year without being booked. And that's Jeezy. Like, like Meek got, labs, but Jeezy has been booked in New Orleans ever since he came out.
Yeah.
Like, Jeezy's been booked Like,
but I feel like
Jesus been booked more than Lil Wayne in his own city.
Real shit. Definitely see more Jesus
so
shows
people
than Wayne
love,
shows.
like you know, when New Orleans love somebody, love them.
Yeah, they fuck with it.
And you know, and it's just hard because I had this conversation with somebody. I'm like, man, when I was young, I told Miss T, I thought you was just as big as Mary J. Blige, because we had an internet. You know, when you see, like, you know, when you heard of Miss T or you saw Miss T, she with Cash Money. You know, it just looked bigger than what it is. So you know, actually before the internet, them artists, like, people used to show, like, you know, if the local artists, like, mad love back in the day. Like, you know, you thought they were some real celebrities.
Yeah.
But like now, you might see a local, you know, and you might see like a rapper that's known. Like I'm gonna say a Teezy. I'm gonna say a Teezy and Subtweet Sean. I don't think the people give them actually what we gave to like the local people back in the day. Like if you saw the Ghetto Twins, you was real fanned out.
Yeah, but I think it's like that because the internet.
Right.
So we could get on live right now and see Teezy or Subtweet on live.
Right.
Back then, when we see them in person or at a show or whatever, that was the only time we were seeing them. So the effect was different.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying?
And that's what I'm kind of trying to say. Like the effect of the new generation don't give like fans out.
Like, yeah, and that also comes from us being down here too, bro.
But the kids more treat them like they rich cousin or some shit. Like you get what I'm saying? Like they like a rich friend. Like, man, hey, you're doing your thing, huh?
Yeah, I think that's because the internet, though. Like,
and it's crazy because, like, I told Rob 49, like, when he did that, but when he did the concert with Travis Scott, I'm like, man, you unlocked a new level. Man, when that song came on Twintopia,
that shit,
and he came out in the crowd, like he had at least 15 to 20,000 people out there.
I think from what I seen, that record changed a lot for Rob's career.
Right.
I seen him say how many streams he had, and it was like, I forgot what the number was, but I remember him saying I had this many monthly listeners, and then after that record came out, that shit probably grew like 10 times.
Man, I posted on Nolazine, and I said, man, Rob 49 has unlocked a new level, and he was like, you right.
He did.
You know, like just to see the way that the festival like reacted, and he said, yeah, and like all the pyro came out, I said, oh yeah, he gone.
Travis got that cult following.
And also, I said, man, Rob gone. I said, man, Rob can never be considered as a one-hit wonder. No more. Like, he's there.
It's out of here.
He's there.
Especially when you go to collabing with people like that. That's why to see him collab with Travis, because, like, Travis a genius, dog. Like,
but you wouldn't even expect he would collab with that, though.
Nah, you wouldn't. But Travis probably fuck with his music. He from Houston. You know what I'm saying?
And you know the dopest thing, too, about Rob, I tell people, like, you know, most of our mainstream artists that actually got that big came from record labels. Like a Mystical, a Juvenile, a Lil Wayne. Rob came out from like none of them.
Right.
He didn't come from the Cash Money umbrella. Like, you know, because you didn't think about it. Even the Mysticals in them, like Mystical been under everyone umbrella.
Yeah.
From the big boys
Cash
to the
Money,
Master
No
P.
Limit. Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, he got out of jail and went to the Cash Money. But I'm just saying, all the people been, Rob ain't come from none of the umbrella in the city, and like the whole industry embraced him.
That's
it's probably the first thing. Like, you know, we had signed artists back in the day, way before Cash Money and all, like, you know, Bust Down and all them. But like, I don't like the mainstream level, like where he at now. He's probably the first.
I think it's good, and it's good that it happened to Rob.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I never met Rob or nothing like that, but just seeing like how he brought all the local artists out for his event and shit. Yeah. I think he gonna kick a whole nother lane open, but keep the door open to keep pulling people in. You feel what I'm saying? And
that leads to me seeing like YD perform. And the dopest thing I seen YD ever do that I never seen nobody did, like Rob, nobody. Dude had a mixtape party at a strip club, and it was packed, jam-packed, wall-to-wall, and local artists went to perform for him. Someone who's not, like, you know, known as Rob or nationally known. He known in the city, the hottest in the city, and people came to see him. They had no fights. Everybody really wanted to genuinely see dude.
Yeah.
And I never seen that for a dude to be from.
And in the effect, I ain't gonna lie, like, out of everybody down here, even Rob included, like, I bought YD the most.
Right.
YD got, and you might could tell me what it is, but to me, it's like, he ain't got no songs that's viral. He not, like, for his doing all the showcases down here, he not, but it's still bigger than, he after Rob, in my eyes,
and
you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you why I know he after Rob now. He performed for Vulture Island, and he sung his song, Are You a Baddie? and the whole arena sung it without him saying it. For to be a local artist, for to not be on the radio to nothing, and have the arena, the Smoothie Kingston arena, sing that with you, you paid it.
Yeah.
All you got to do is just stay focused now and get out the way.
Man, when I judge an artist, I got basically like a checklist in my mind. And I feel like a lot of artists is, all right, you might be missing a look or you might be missing this. What can we do? How many checks can I check off? And is the ones that I can't check off, or those fixable? Can I fix those? I feel like with YD, he got the music, he got the image, he got the energy, he got the performance. Like, YD got the total package. You feel what I'm saying? And while we talking about YD, we just dropped something called Z. You know what I'm saying? Some shit. And he got some shit with a legendary artist over one of my tracks too. But YD next for sure.
Gotcha. And and after them, they got, they got the, they have this one. I'm not gonna say a group because they're not a group, but I see the same potential in them, and that's Teezy, Subtweet, Superbad.
Yeah, facts.
Like, I see them, but they have to. I think they got. I think it's something missing. Why, it's just something that I think that's missing right now. The reason why but the full music industry hasn't accepted it. But but bounces all around the world.
Right.
But I think it's a reason why but they not booked. But I'm also actually over talking because
no, Teezy booked.
And no disrespect, I'm talking about Superbad booked around the world.
Right.
Teezy booked at I'm not gonna try to downplay mainly kid events, but he's booked.
No, that's his market.
The chitlin circuit.
Yeah, he got the kids, and I think which is a great thing for Teezy. But I work firsthand with Teezy on a lot of shit. Teezy book every weekend, paying shows. You feel what I'm saying? But I think it's because the bounce.
You think it's the bounce that's stopping him?
Yeah, for sure.
And the great part is he can really rap, so I think he can do.
Rap his ass off.
I think he can do both.
He could.
He just got to put it out both.
I just think and I understand it so well because I went through the same shit. It's as a producer, when I reinvented my shit and I started producing, I was doing all type of beats. That bounce shit started clicking. And in my mind, I'm like, man, this shit working. I got to go with it. I feel like that's what Teezy is going through.
Right. And also, me and you've been in the game, been around the game long enough to know if you only continue in that route and nothing else happens for you, you can get burnt out with it too.
Quick.
You get burnt out if the show's gonna stop and everything, but you can't continue doing the same thing for years. So but
right.
But don't get it twisted. But you gotta milk the money while you're getting it.
Yeah, you gotta milk it.
But still gotta well, what I'm trying to say is just don't slack up. Be open for everything.
Right.
And and I also speak highly of Subtweet Sean, because Subtweet Sean is talented in multiple areas. He don't gotta just make music. He's a comedian. Yeah. He can make skits. He can do everything. Yeah, so people like that, I think could do a lot of things.
Yeah, and I think they gotta just keep tapping into what they good at and expanding their sound, even if it is bounce. Make it to where it's a bigger sounding bounce, or just have that bounce tempo with certain elements in it, but still make it where New Orleans will like it, but where it could go past New Orleans at the same time.
Gotcha. So how you feel about New Orleans, media companies? Because, they have so many media companies out now. I remember, back in the day, but when you was coming up, they didn't have really that. They just had, a Fat and all that. And I don't even know about nobody else, but I'm just saying, I think the media companies started coming around maybe 2017, 18. Mm-hmm. Everybody started really, taking the media companies serious. So, how do you feel about, where's, New Orleans media at right now in the year 2024 with the Nolazines, the GDP, the Neutral Grounds, and everybody else?
Shit, I think it's in a better position than it ever been right now. But I think, like you said, they certain medias like yourself, like G, this shit, y'all the ones to me that stick out. You know what I'm saying? It's equivalent with the rap shit. It's certain people trying to find their way and certain people got it right now and just got to keep going. You feel what I'm saying? But I think, if you're trying to do the media shit, man, take it way further than just an Instagram page or just some social media shit. You know what I'm saying? Keep trying to expand. I see you growing all the time, doing different things. Same shit with G, he growing, he doing different things, but It's just that, just trying to grow.
And like, you know, like my advice to people with the media company, like you just said, you know, hey, but you just can't depend on Instagram as well, because you can always lose your page. Anything could happen, you know. Like GD lost multiple pages,
right?
But he still got them back and did what he had to do. But I'm saying in general, like every time I get somebody advice, like, you know, you just gotta make sure you look different from everybody else.
Yeah, and I like what you said about the Instagram page, because if you get your Instagram deleted and you solely relying on your Instagram, then you starting all the way back from scratch. But if you build your website, now you got an email list of, now you building your own community, your own Nolazine community, your own GDP community.
Now you got a brand.
Now you got a brand, and you can't lose that. Nobody could delete that shit.
Nobody can delete that. Yeah. And guess what? Everybody go know how to follow you on your brand new page.
Yep.
Like, you know, because I had a conversation with Say Cheese like that. You know, he was like, you know, hey, but he didn't think like websites was. It was like, you know, everybody needed no more. I'm like, man, I do well on my website. You know, everybody not gonna be a Say Cheese. Everybody not gonna be one. I'm like, no jumper. Everybody not gonna be academic. Everybody got to follow the lane. But I think that though, having a website and having something that you own, like I feel like you at least own your website to a certain extent, but at least you have it for you.
Yeah, it's your property.
Like, you know, even if your website get blocked, banned, or something, you still got the, you know, you still have your database.
Right.
But like, you know, everybody's got to learn who they are.
Yeah, and what you just said is important. The database, like just having emails and phone numbers alone, that's your community. That's direct, fucking to your customer or whoever to you catering towards. You feel me?
Right. And like, you know, just an overall New Orleans, I tell people, man, I think New Orleans is in the perfect place right now. Cause like, you know, I just told somebody, I said, man, New Orleans independent fashion game is the biggest in the world, and nobody even really realize it yet. Like the M lines, the loyalty clubs, the Hemadises, people around the world are wearing this. I don't see other artists wearing local designers like that. I see them wearing real designer. Right. Like I seen an NBA young boy wear Hemadises. He had the H's in the video rocking it. I seen Glorilla just came down. He had her whole dancers in there having M line on. I've seen Virgil Abloh and Wally and all them rock the loyalty club and things, but I don't see them wear too many local designers from other cities. But like right now, we have over 10 designers that's killing the game. So with that being said, we got Rob 49 actually rocking the designers, the M lines and the Sexy Red videos, right? And also, you know, we just have so much. We got, but we have like independent film, like it was starting to rise, right? Like I think New Orleans is headed in right direction. We just all have to put in our work. Yeah, definitely. You know, like, I agree. Like I just think everyone need to stop complaining about actually. Like everybody complaint is looking for a gatekeeper. No gatekeeper come and save you.
And there ain't no gatekeepers down here. Right. That's how I feel. Like,
and it's like, you know, and you know, like people blame Birdman. Birdman ain't come back. Birdman ain't got to do nothing. Birdman has set his tone.
He don't. People be entitled to shit. Nobody has to do. Birdman don't have to do that.
Birdman did what he had to do for the people that was around him already. Right. Everything else is extra.
Everything else is extra.
Like Master P. Y'all ain't looking for Master P to come back because y'all don't really see Master P in the game like that anymore. So y'all ain't really tripping. Right. But overall, y'all still looking for a rap daddy. Y'all looking for somebody to come save y'all. For real. Like nobody's gonna save you.
Nah, nobody come and save you, bro. And when you figure that out, like, man, this shit strictly on me. Like, the chances of somebody hearing your shit and you getting signed, that shit 1 in a million. If I was an artist, I would be focused on how to capitalize. Step A first. How can I make sure I don't have to work a job and I can still make the same amount of my music? Then go to step B. How can I figure out how to make more money to invest? This shit not hard. You feel me?
And I tell artists all the time, stop trying to sign to other artists. Long as an artist is still trying to be an artist, it's 9 times he's not gonna push your music. He's not gonna do the thing. Like the great thing about Cash Money, Birdman ain't really care about being an artist. Right. So I always tell people, if Lil Wayne would have signed to Master P, I don't think Lil Wayne would have been as big as he is. Because it could have been held back. Yeah. Like, you know, I think that Mystical was lucky enough to sign the job to actually get that extra exposure to become as big as he was at a certain point. But like, you know, I think if you sign to an artist that's focused on still being an artist, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, and every artist not a CEO.
most artists not a CEO.
Right.
Like the only artist I seen became a real CEO for real, and I gotta always give him credit is Yo Gotti.
Yeah, Yo Gotti.
Yo Gotti really stepped back and made sure his artists ate.
Yeah.
Like,
and I mean, Ross did too. Ross.
Oh yeah, Ross. Yeah, shout out, man. Ross did. Because there's a reason why they got Meek Mills and Wale.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, Rick Ross. You did do that.
Yeah.
I gotta give credit where it deserves.
Yeah,
that. But like, it's not often that an artist.
It's not.
Like artists, you still be selfish.
Yeah, it takes a selfless person to be an artist and a CEO. You feel me?
Like just me, just my heart. If I was an artist, I'm already on. Everybody know me already. Now I'm about to drop a whole mixtape with the artists I signed, like immediately.
Right.
I'm about to make y'all get on him.
Right.
But I invested my money in for a reason, so I'm about to make sure I get at least something back on you.
Yeah,
I'm about to get some cult followers or something.
Right.
I don't get how artists don't really like push their artists.
I don't know, but it's sometimes, bro. Like, if you sign to a label or say you sign to another artist, a motherfucker with a grind gonna feel like all I need is the stamp. Just stamp me and co-sign me.
Right.
Then I'm gonna go build my shit up. And I'm gonna force y'all to put my shit out. The money I get for my advance, alright. Boom. If I was signed to Yo Gotti, say I was an artist, boom, the money I got from my advance, I'm about to go get my look up. I'm not gonna go crazy with the jury the way I'm broke or trying to compete with Yo Gotti. But I'm gonna take this money, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna get me a single. I'm going to pay for a radio run by myself. I'm going to get this record hot off my own money. And Gotti going to be forced to make you a priority because you got a hot record. Nobody going to turn down a hot record.
Man, I told somebody if I was a rapper and I had street money, I'll just pay. I'll just find the hottest rapper and just pay for the cosign. I just need to act like I'm signing your label.
That's it.
I just need to pay you to post me once a month.
Right.
I'm about to put the work in the street. I'm about to spend the bread. I don't need you. Just let me. I just need that little cosign. Like, tell people you rock it with me.
Right. Give me the stamp and we can go from there.
I'm going to pay for my marketing. Look, you can still lead me and tell me what I need to put the money at.
Right.
But if I got street money, man, you show me, like, lead me the way. You ain't got to sign me.
Right.
It just lead me. Just tell people, like, that's my artist. You can do all that. But we ain't signing no paperwork.
And they got companies do that.
Yeah. But you ain't about to lock me in. We about to do this. But, like, I tell people right now, it's just the game's so much easy. If you go get a bank loan, build your credit up and stuff, all you really need is Empire to come get your distribution deal.
That's it.
That's all you need.
That's it.
But everybody some people just gotta go and do the research and listen to episodes like this where people give you game.
Right.
Like, they got a lot of like record labels doing podcasts now, and people that been in the game, they be like Ray Daniels and Wendy Day giving game every day. Every day.
And Wendy, that's where I learned from. I was signed to Wendy for a long time. But the shit I had to pay for, Wendy telling y'all for free.
Right. And the crazy part is, I interviewed Wendy, and I told Wendy, I said, man, how can I get some artists, to it's like work with you. She's like, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, but they probably can't afford me, so I'll just get them game.
Yeah, you got it.
Cause she broke half. She broke her smallest budget down. She like, man, they gonna at least need $250. They gonna need $100 to hire me for a year, and they gonna need another $150, so we could play with some to like market and promote them around.
She not lying.
And I'm telling you, this is what she told me. So I was like, somebody, like everybody started taking a picture with Wendy Day, like, man, I need to holler at them. But
you can't.
And the thing is, everybody got the big dreams of being Birdman and Master P, but they don't realize Birdman and Master P had the money and built leverage.
Yeah.
They already had income selling records and all kind of things. That's why they was able to hire certain people.
Yeah, but it's worth it. Like Wendy was on a roll with me, like going city to city in a van with me. But Wendy gave me a lot of relationships. She told me from jump before we started traveling, I'm gonna introduce you to these people, but I'm coming with you where you could introduce them. They could take you serious, but you have to maintain this shit. You feel what I'm saying? But she not lying. Like when I signed to Wendy, we spent a quarter up front, and we probably spent like another $50,000 to $100,000 after that. You feel what I'm saying? But all that shit was worth it. I wouldn't be. That shit ain't make me blow up, but it was. I'm accountable. Like my music just wasn't connected.
And guess what? All them relationships built you to where you at. So like. Hey, but an artist could actually come holler at you, but like, DeeDay, I need to go to thisis50.com. you could walk them in the door because you build
Facts.
relationships throughout them years.
Yeah.
Like, people always wondering, like, why you got to pay a person for certain, but you got to pay them for the time and the money that they put in.
Yeah.
Like, people always, why I got to pay you for this? Everything costs.
Everything costs.
We adults. Like, people
Right,
got
we
bills.
grown,
Like, yeah,
right.
everybody wants something for free. And I tell people, like, man, I got a brand new baby. Man, you think about to come out my house for no reason?
Right.
Like, you can't buy a Nolazine shirt or nothing. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Don't worry about it. Like, how you want me to take you serious when you don't take my business serious?
Right.
Like,
Facts.
I don't get it. That's like you come into a studio praying and hoping for like free studio time and like free beats. Like, if a producer gave you that, 9 times 10 they probably own you. They're not releasing nothing to you.
Yeah, at least whoever paid for the session own the masters.
Yeah, so like if a producer believed in you enough to give you that free studio time and beat, 9 10 he owns that song.
Right.
You not about to just go out there and put that song out. He got control of that.
Yeah, artists don't be thinking about when they trying to build with people, like, let me make it mutually beneficial. If it's mutually beneficial, or everybody will be in the DM, I won't work. I'd rather motherfuckers say, look, can I cut the grass at the studio?
Right, so
add something, bring
but that
some
was
type
next for
of
me.
value.
That was next for me. Like, basically, you know what? I'm a broke rapper. This is what I would do. I'm a broke rapper. I'm coming holler at DeeDay. Man, look, whatever you need help in, hey, but I'll hold the lights for your content. Hey,
Right.
Hey, matter of fact, you go buy a camera, DeeDay. I'm gonna learn how to shoot your content. Hey, but just record me.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna try to be an asset to you.
Yeah.
Where you can help me.
Right.
But
That's if artists do that's a easier way to get in.
Or like even promote it on your page, man. But you need to go mess with this, this studio or something. That's why I tell them, like, even a media company, bring artists to that media company that actually gonna pay for a post or something. The people might look out for you.
Right.
Like, or just promote that blog. Like, man, it's the hottest blog. Just keep posting it, whatever. Build that relationship.
Right.
If you ain't got the money.
Yeah, facts.
Like, it's ways you could work around things. You gotta
for
build
sure.
the relationship.
For
But
sure.
People don't want
For
to build
sure.
a relationship. But they'd rather say, man, that person don't support me. That person hating on me.
That'd be
person
the
got
first
bills.
thing. People got bills and people don't have free time to do free shit. Like,
Right. That's just what it is. People ain't got free time to do free shit. But anyways, I'm like, what's next for you?
right now, man, I'm just working on singles. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to start releasing producer singles. Basically how Hitmaker's doing, DJ Khaled did. Like, I'm about to start doing that because I don't want to get stuck in this box where people think I'm just a studio rat. Like, I'm trying to go get that walkthrough money, the DJ money eventually for DJing my own singles. Like, I'm really on some like Metro Boomin shit right now. So on a smaller scale, that's where I'm heading, and we just gonna build it up like that.
Gotcha. And also, but last but not least, tell the world, where can they find you on social media and everywhere else?
Oh, you can find me on all platforms at DeeDay 504, DeeDay 504, DeeDay Beats with a Z.com. Y'all go check out all my tracks, all my work. It's on there. Come shop with me.
If you ain't doing an interview with Nolazine, what you doing an interview for?